In a move that surprised many yet felt quintessentially Elon Musk, the tech billionaire recently unveiled his retro-futuristic Tesla diner in Hollywood. Billed as a drive-in where electric vehicle owners could charge their cars while enjoying high-end burgers and classic films, its grand opening on a Monday precisely at 4:20 p.m., a typical Muskian wink, drew hundreds of adoring fans. They flocked to sample burgers in Cybertruck-shaped boxes and snap photos of an Optimus robot purportedly serving popcorn from the roof deck. Yet less than 48 hours later, the gleaming circular diner intended as a futuristic fantasy quickly devolved into a case study in operational chaos, offering a revealing glimpse into the broader challenges currently confronting Musk's primary enterprise, Tesla. The initial allure of the Tesla diner quickly gave way to a litany of glitches. Long lines, stretching to nearly 100 people just before lunchtime on its third day, were exacerbated by technical problems with the app designed for in-car ordering. This forced Tesla owners who were meant to be prioritized to come inside, leading to 2 to 3 hour waits for non-Tesla customers. Despite cold food missing menu items like chicken waffles and milkshakes and a non-operational Optimus robot, the faithful remained. "It is what it is," sighed one fan, Josh Bates, who eventually left after a 20-minute wait, while another, Ivan Daza, returned for a second attempt after the kitchen closed on him the previous day. This unwavering loyalty, even in the face of demonstrable dysfunction, underscores a peculiar aspect of the Musk phenomenon: the experience often trumps efficiency or quality. As Musk himself boasted during a recent earnings call, diners don't typically get headline news around Earth, calling his new establishment a shiny beacon of hope in an otherwise sort of bleak urban landscape. However, the reality on the ground was far from a beacon, instead highlighting a pattern of grand promises meeting chaotic, often unfulfilled execution. This operational disarray at the diner mirrors a more significant downturn at Tesla, the electric car maker that forms the core of Musk's empire. The company recently reported a sharp 16% plunge in profits and a 12% decrease in total revenue to $22.4 billion over a 3-month period ending in June, with automotive sales specifically dropping 16% year-over-year. This financial slide has sparked intense debate among analysts and investors. Is Elon Musk to blame? Experts largely agree that while increased competition in the EV market plays a significant role, Musk's leadership and recent political forays have compounded Tesla's struggles. Seth Goldstein, an analyst at Morningstar, noted that Tesla has been slow to release an affordable EV model, a critical misstep given the flurry of low-cost options among its rivals, including China's BYD, which outperformed Tesla in global car sales last year. Goldstein questioned if Musk was a little distracted with his political action in the first half of the year and that caused some production to slip. Indeed, Musk's controversial stint in the White House serving as head of the Department of Government Efficiency (DOGE) and his ensuing public clash with President Donald Trump directly impacted Tesla's bottom line. Sky News analysis reveals that subsidies have been central to Tesla's rise, accounting for at least 38% of Tesla's profits of $7.1 billion in 2024 and nearly 50% of its net earnings in Q1 2025. However, Trump's administration has axed federal EV tax credits and revoked California's authority to issue regulatory credits, a system where Tesla as a pure EV maker earned billions by selling excess credits to traditional automakers. Gordon Johnson, a prominent Tesla skeptic, warned that if all of these government programs were taken away, Tesla would go into losing money and burning cash and the stock would implode. Ross Gerber, an early Tesla investor now selling his stock, echoed this sentiment, stating, "Elon's playing a very dangerous game. The combination of increased competition and the withdrawal of crucial subsidies has left investors increasingly wary of Musk's reliance on futuristic promises to buoy the company's valuation." While Musk remains pathologically optimistic, touting humanoid robots and driverless robot access as the future capable of making Tesla the most valuable company in the world by far, Wall Street is growing impatient. Tesla's shares plummeted 8% following the dismal earnings report, ending the week down 22% for the year, starkly contrasting the Nasdaq's 9% gain. Analysts at Canaccord Genuity, despite recommending Tesla stock, emphasized the need for P&L dynamics to turn, while Jefferies described the earnings update as a bit dull. Musk's grand visions for robot access like the limited service launched in Austin, Texas face significant regulatory hurdles and technical limitations, with competitors like Alphabet's Waymo far ahead in autonomous miles driven and operational permits. Despite Musk's claims that Tesla is actually much better than Google by far at real-world AI, the company has yet to secure necessary permits for widespread robotaxi deployment in key markets like California. As Tesla navigates these turbulent waters, the narrative around Elon Musk is shifting. Once lauded primarily for his revolutionary products, his public persona and political entanglements are now inextricably linked to the company's performance. The retrofuturism of the Hollywood diner, with its gleaming aesthetics and underlying operational flaws, serves as a microcosm for Tesla itself, a company built on audacious visions and fervent loyalty, now confronting the harsh realities of market competition, policy shifts, and the immense challenge of translating futuristic promises into tangible, profitable realities. The coming quarters will be critical in determining whether Musk's unyielding optimism can once again defy gravity, or if the cracks in his carefully constructed future are finally too wide to ignore. In a dynamic period for federal governance, the Trump administration's ambitious drive for efficiency, spearheaded by the controversial Department of Government Efficiency (DOGE), is manifesting in significant structural shifts and personnel changes across key agencies. This week, the impact of DOGE's mandate became strikingly clear, with the confirmed closure of a critical EPA office and the high-profile departure of a key aide from the Interior Department, signaling a deeper reorganization that extends even to state-level legislative discussions. Central to these developments is the Department of Government Efficiency, an initiative led by tech titan Elon Musk, which has taken on broad, albeit unofficial, authority to identify and implement cost-cutting measures and staff reductions across the federal apparatus. While Musk has reportedly distanced himself from DOGE in recent months amidst a souring relationship with President Trump and challenges with Tesla sales, the department's directives continue to reshape the bureaucratic landscape. Critics have consistently voiced concerns over DOGE's lack of official government agency status, questioning the sweeping powers it has wielded in its pursuit of a leaner government. A prime example of this restructuring is the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's Long Island Sound office in Stamford, Connecticut, which officially closed its doors on June 30. The office, located in the Stamford Government Center, was among hundreds of federal leases marked for termination by DOGE earlier this year. According to Lauren Meyer, a special assistant to Stamford Mayor Caroline Simmons, the EPA was in the first year of a 5-year lease for the space with a monthly rent of $5,803. The termination is projected to save taxpayers $308,951. An EPA spokesperson confirmed the closure, stating, "The structural reorganization will save taxpayers the cost of leasing the office while still allowing the important work to protect and enhance the Long Island Sound to continue." The agency also noted that no staff were terminated, with remaining employees reassigned to the main regional office in New York City. However, the closure has not been without its detractors. The Stamford office played a vital role in overseeing the Long Island Sound Partnership, a decades-old collaboration credited with significantly reducing nitrogen pollution and restoring vast wetlands. Tom Anderson, author of This Fine Piece of Water on the Sound, expressed skepticism, remarking, "If you're overseeing Long Island Sound, you ought to be on Long Island Sound, not on the southern end of Manhattan." Concerns were also raised by members of Congress, with U.S. Representative Jim Himes D4 stating his office was not notified of the closure. U.S. Representative Joe Courtney D2, co-chair of the Long Island Sound Caucus, voiced apprehension about the move, especially given the EPA's broader plans to shrink its workforce by 23% and close its research arm. Despite these concerns, EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, a former Long Island congressman, has maintained that the Long Island Sound program will continue to receive $40 million in the upcoming fiscal year, even as similar geographic programs like those for San Francisco Bay and Puget Sound face proposed funding cuts. This move aligns with the broader agenda of Zeldin's EPA, which has focused on rolling back environmental regulations to boost industry and unleash American energy. Concurrently, the Department of the Interior is grappling with its own internal shifts following the departure of Tyler Hassan, a controversial figure who served as a key aide from Dodge. Hassan, a former Texas oil executive with a background on Elon Musk's cost-cutting team, confirmed his exit, stating his 6-month commitment had come to a close. Initially brought in as an assistant secretary for policy management and budget, his title was later changed to Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary, a role that bypasses Senate confirmation. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum had granted Hassan broad authority in April to take all necessary actions to carry out consolidation, unification, and optimization across the department, which manages over 500 million acres of public land and employs approximately 70,000 people. This delegation of power drew sharp criticism from Democrats and environmental activists. Senator Martin Heinrich, Democrat, New Mexico, notably penned a letter to Burgum decrying the willingness to freely hand over the keys to the department to a Doge representative and citing concerns about delegating sweeping authorities and responsibilities to a non-Senate confirmed person in violation of the Vacancies Reform Act. Interior spokeswoman Aubrey Spady, however, lauded Hassan as a true American patriot whose dedicated work to make the department more efficient will be felt for generations to come. The ongoing efforts by Doge, while aimed at reducing government spending and increasing efficiency, are clearly generating a complex interplay of cost savings, operational realignments, and significant political and environmental debate. The federal drive for government streamlining also appears to be inspiring similar initiatives at the state level, with the Idaho legislature's own Dodge panel reportedly looking to reorganize and reduce state government, indicating a broader nationwide trend. As these transformations unfold, the long-term impacts on public services, environmental protection, and government accountability will remain subjects of intense scrutiny and ongoing discussion, shaping the landscape of American governance for years to come. Tesla, the automotive and technology giant, finds itself at a pivotal juncture, navigating a complex landscape of ambitious technological expansion, tightening regulatory scrutiny, and significant financial headwinds. Recent developments paint a picture of a company simultaneously pushing the boundaries of artificial intelligence and autonomous driving while grappling with operational challenges and a discerning market. At the forefront of Tesla's futuristic ambitions is its long-promised robotaxi service. CEO Elon Musk recently hinted at an expansion into the San Francisco Bay Area, a move that immediately drew a firm response from California regulators. The California Public Utilities Commission (CPUC) unequivocally stated on Friday that Tesla currently lacks the necessary permits to operate a driverless service in the state, emphasizing that any vehicle carrying passengers on public roads would require a human driver in control at all times. Tesla is not allowed to test or transport the public, paid or unpaid, in an AV with or without a driver, the CPUC informed CNBC. Clarifying that while Tesla holds a charter party carrier permit allowing it to run a private car service with human drivers, this permit explicitly applies to non-AVs. The company did notify regulators on Thursday of plans to extend operations under this permit to offer service to friends and family of employees and to select members of the public across the Bay Area, but this would strictly be with human-driven vehicles. This contrasts sharply with Alphabet's Waymo, which has secured extensive permits from both the Department of Motor Vehicles (DMV) and CPUC, allowing it to charge for driverless rides and continuously expand its service territory. The lack of communication from Tesla to local officials such as Marin County Board of Supervisors members Stephanie Moulton Peters and Brian Colbert has also drawn criticism, with Colbert expressing disappointment that the company should have done a better job about informing the community about the launch. Meanwhile, Tesla's limited robotaxi testing in Austin, Texas operates under specific conditions, including daylight hours, good weather, speed limits, and the presence of a human safety supervisor in the front passenger seat, supervised remotely by Tesla employees. This regulatory friction in California comes amidst a separate ongoing dispute where the state's DMV has accused Tesla of misleading consumers about the capabilities of its driver assistance systems previously known as Autopilot and Full Self-Driving FSD, which it now markets as FSD Supervised but which still require a hands-on driver. These ambitious technological pursuits are unfolding against a backdrop of significant financial struggles for the company. Tesla reported a sharp 16% plunge in profits over the 3-month period ending in June, with total revenue decreasing by 12% year-over-year to $22.4 billion and car sales revenue dropping by 16%. Experts are increasingly questioning whether CEO Elon Musk bears some of the blame for these difficulties. While acknowledging external factors like a surge in EV competition, notably from China's BYD, which outperformed Tesla in total car sales last year, and the impact of shifting tariffs, analysts point to internal issues. David Meyer, a senior investment analyst at The Motley Fool, stated Musk is CEO, the buck stops with him. As a CEO in a competitive environment, he's the one who has to have the vision and lead the troops. Seth Goldstein, an analyst at Morningstar, suggested that Musk's political action in the first half of the year and his divisive stint in the White House, which ended in May have caused some production to slip, including the delayed release of a more affordable EV model in response to rivals. Despite a significant stock surge after the November 2024 election when then-President Trump was a close ally of Musk, most of those gains have since been erased. Dan Ives, a managing director at Wedbush, described Musk's political role as a dark chapter that investors are glad to leave behind, noting that it yielded few tangible benefits for Tesla, which has faced adverse effects from policies like the end of EV tax credits and the nixing of regulatory credits. On a recent earnings call, Musk himself conceded that the company faces a few rough quarters ahead, but maintained his long-term vision, asserting that humanoid robots and driverless taxis would eventually make Tesla the most valuable company in the world by far. In line with this long-term vision, Tesla has begun integrating Grok AI, the conversational artificial intelligence developed by Musk's xAI, into newer vehicle models. Billed as witty, helpful, and more conversational, Grok for the latest version promises faster answers, sharper humor, and a deeper understanding of context. This integration aims to make the driving experience more engaging, akin to having a buddy along for the ride. However, its immediate availability is limited to Teslas equipped with AMD Ryzen processors, models built from mid-2021 onwards and running software version 2025.26 or higher, in addition to requiring a strong Wi-Fi connection or Tesla's premium connectivity plan. Currently, Grok is only available in the US as Tesla gathers feedback, and while it can chat, it cannot yet assist with navigation, playing music, or adjusting car controls. This strategic move, however, signals Tesla's commitment to evolving beyond a mere automaker into what analysts like Goldstein describe as an AI robotics company, where Musk sees greater opportunities for competitive advantage. Adding another layer to Musk's diverse portfolio and his penchant for high-profile ventures, the Tesla Diner in Hollywood recently opened its doors. Billed as a retro-futuristic drive-in where customers can enjoy high-end burgers and classic films while charging their Teslas, the diner's grand opening was met with hundreds of eager fans. However, less than 48 hours later, the experience proved to be less futuristic fantasy and more a case study in operational glitches. Longline's technical problems with the ordering app that prioritized Tesla owners' mediocre food and the noticeable absence of the much-touted Optimus robot serving popcorn characterized the initial days. Despite these shortcomings, fans like Josh Bates, who brought his son Phoenix to see the diner, remained remarkably forgiving, stating it is what it is. They're doing the best they can. Ivan Daza, another fan, was surprised by the kitchen's problems but was pleased the diner offered an experience even if it took him 2 days to finally get his meal. Tourists, however, were less impressed, with one visitor from China, Rikin, noting he had hoped the diner would be more high-tech and found it to be a regular restaurant, with only the elaborate Cybertruck-shaped food boxes being worth it. Musk, unfazed, touted the diner on an earnings call as a success, claiming diners don't typically get headline news around Earth, and calling it a shiny beacon of hope in an otherwise sort of bleak urban landscape. The diner, with its blend of sleek Tesla-inspired architecture and practical disarray, seems to encapsulate a broader theme of retrofuturism that for many defines the current state of Musk's ventures, grand visions often met with imperfect yet captivating realities. As Tesla navigates these multifaceted challenges, from regulatory battles over autonomous vehicle deployment and the financial pressures of a competitive EV market to the ambitious integration of AI and the idiosyncratic launch of a themed diner, the company remains a focal point of technological innovation and market speculation. The coming quarters will be critical in determining whether Musk's long-term vision for Tesla as an AI and robotics powerhouse can overcome current operational hurdles and market skepticism, or if the company's grand promises will continue to be tempered by the complexities of execution and the realities of a rapidly evolving industry. The pre-dawn skies over Florida's Space Coast lit up spectacularly early Saturday morning as a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket soared into orbit carrying another 28 Starlink internet satellites. This visually striking launch, which even produced a brief jellyfish effect visible as far away as North Carolina, marked a pivotal moment in a week of significant highs and a notable low for Elon Musk's ambitious space enterprise. The Falcon 9, designated for the Starlink 10-26 mission, lifted off precisely at 5:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. The mission proceeded under near-perfect conditions, with the 45th Weather Squadron forecasting a 95% chance of favorable weather, noting only the very outside of chance of an isolated cumulus cloud over the pad throughout the weekend. This launch was the 91st Falcon 9 flight of the year, underscoring SpaceX's relentless operational cadence. The first stage booster B-1078 achieved its 22nd flight, demonstrating the robust reusability central to SpaceX's business model. Just over 8 minutes after liftoff, B-1078 executed a precision landing on the drone ship, a short fall of gravitas marking the 119th touchdown on that particular vessel and the 480th booster landing overall for SpaceX. By Saturday morning, SpaceX confirmed the successful deployment of all 28 Starlink satellites, adding to the ever-growing constellation. This successful deployment came just a day and a half after Starlink experienced a rare global outage that disrupted service for more than 2 hours on Thursday, July 24. The network disruption, which began around 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, prompted swift responses from SpaceX leadership. Elon Musk himself took to his social media platform X to apologize, stating SpaceX will remedy root cause to ensure it doesn't happen again. Michael Nichols, vice president of Starlink Engineering, later elaborated on X that the outage was due to failure of key internal software services that operate the core network, extending apologies and reiterating the commitment to reliability. Within hours, service was largely restored, with the official Starlink X account confirming the resolution of the network issue. Despite this temporary stumble, the past week has largely been a period of expansion and innovation for Starlink. Days before the outage on Saturday, July 19, another Falcon 9 launched 24 Starlink satellites from Vandenberg Space Force Base, pushing the total number of Starlink satellites in orbit above 8,000 for the first time, as confirmed by expert orbital tracker Jonathan McDowell. More significantly, Wednesday, July 23, saw U.S. cellular giant T-Mobile announce the full rollout of its T-Satellite direct-to-cell capabilities. This groundbreaking service, enabled by Starlink, allows cellular users across the United States to connect directly to satellites, with T-Mobile CEO Mike Sievert announcing on social media that it would also be available to Verizon and AT&T customers, signaling a significant leap in ubiquitous connectivity. Looking ahead, SpaceX's busy schedule shows no signs of slowing. NASA, SpaceX, and international partner teams recently concluded a flight readiness review, polling go to proceed with launch preparations for the Crew 11 mission to the International Space Station. This critical human spaceflight mission is currently targeted to launch no earlier than 12:09 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Thursday, July 31 from Launch Complex 39A at NASA Kennedy, carrying NASA astronauts Zena Cardman and Mike Fink, JAXA astronaut Camilla Yui, and Roscosmos cosmonaut Oleg Platonov. The crew is set to arrive at Kennedy Space Center on Saturday, July 26 for pre-launch activities. Furthermore, another batch of Starlink Internet satellites is already slated for launch on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket as early as 11:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on July 29, maintaining the rapid deployment pace that has seen over 280 Starlink launches since the first operational satellites in May 2019. With Starlink now providing public beta service in 115 countries, including recent additions like Sri Lanka and Chad, SpaceX continues to solidify its dual role as a leader in both global internet connectivity and human space exploration, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the cosmos. In a whirlwind of developments that underscore the complex and often contentious trajectory of Elon Musk's social media platform, X finds itself at the intersection of international regulatory scrutiny, ambitious commercial expansion, and a nostalgic yet technologically forward-looking revival. The past week has seen X navigate a high-stakes criminal investigation in France, unveil a significant foray into the sports gambling ecosystem, and announce the unexpected return of a beloved defunct video-sharing app, all while its owner Musk continues to reshape the digital landscape in his idiosyncratic vision. The most pressing challenge for X emerged from France, where U.S. officials have swiftly condemned a criminal investigation launched by Paris cybercrime prosecutors. The inquiry, which began on July 11, stems from complaints alleging that X's proprietary algorithm has been weaponized for foreign interference in French politics. These serious accusations include manipulating and extracting data from automated systems as part of a criminal gang, a classification the U.S. State Department's Bureau of Democracy, Human Rights and Labor vehemently criticized on its X account. Democratic governments should allow all voices to be heard, not silence speech they dislike, the Bureau asserted, adding a strong warning: the United States will defend the free speech of all Americans against acts of foreign censorship. This diplomatic spat highlights a growing global tension between national sovereignty and the perceived unchecked power of tech giants, particularly concerning their algorithmic influence. X, for its part, has categorically denied the allegations, labeling the probe politically motivated and refusing the prosecutor's request for access to its recommendation algorithm and real-time data. One of the complaints originated from Eric Bothorel, an MP from President Emmanuel Macron's centrist party, who cited reduced diversity of voices and options and Musk's personal interventions since acquiring the platform. The investigation follows Musk's increasingly vocal forays into European politics, including his public support for the far-right Alternative for Germany AfD party, leading Bothorel to declare, "Democracy is too fragile to let digital platform owners tell us what to think, who to vote for, or even who to hate." In a stark contrast to its regulatory woes, X simultaneously revealed a strategic move to bolster its commercial offerings, jumping into the lucrative sports gambling arena through a partnership with BetMGM, announced earlier this year. This exclusive deal positions BetMGM as X's sole live odds sports betting partner in the U.S. While users won't be able to place wagers directly on X, the platform will integrate BetMGM's odds information and branding, providing a seamless click-through experience to BetMGM's website and app for legal betting. BetMGM CEO Adam Greenblatt emphasized the strategic value, stating X is the center of the sports world's conversation 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Being directly accessible within that forum is an unprecedented opportunity to expand our reach to a passionate and engaged audience. Ex-CEO Linda Yaccarino echoed this sentiment, noting, "Sports never sleep on X, and now with our strategic partnership with BetMGM, fans are practically in the front row." This partnership is a clear indicator of X's relentless pursuit of new revenue streams, a critical imperative given the platform's well-documented financial struggles since Musk's $44 billion acquisition in 2022. Advertising revenue has reportedly plunged by as much as 60% amidst ongoing concerns about hate speech and misinformation, including an exodus of major advertisers following Musk's endorsement of an anti-Semitic post. The BetMGM deal, alongside Musk's ongoing push for a small monthly payment for users to combat bots, underscores the urgent need for diversification beyond traditional ad models. Adding another intriguing layer to X's evolving identity, Musk also surprised many by announcing plans to revive Vine, the once popular short-form video sharing platform, but with a significant twist: it will return in an AI form. Vine, originally launched by Twitter in 2013, gained immense popularity for its 6-second video clips before being discontinued in late 2016. Musk, who has hinted at Vine's return several times since acquiring Twitter, confirmed the resurrection via a post on X, though specific details remain scarce. Analysts speculate that the 6-second video format is particularly well-suited for AI-generated content, potentially enabling AI-based auto-video creation capabilities or intelligent editing tools that streamline content production. This move is widely seen as Musk's attempt to re-enter the fiercely competitive short video market currently dominated by TikTok and Instagram Reels by leveraging artificial intelligence as a unique differentiator. The integration of AI could unlock new creative possibilities for users and potentially attract a new generation of creators to the platform. Collectively, these developments paint a picture of X as a platform in constant, often turbulent evolution. The French inquiry and U.S. condemnation highlight the increasing global scrutiny over content moderation, algorithmic transparency, and the delicate balance between free speech and platform accountability. Simultaneously, the BetMGM partnership and the Vine revival demonstrate X's aggressive pursuit of innovative monetization strategies and a renewed focus on content creation driven by financial pressures and Musk's expansive vision for an everything app. As X continues to redefine its boundaries, navigating both regulatory minefields and competitive markets, the interplay between its technological advancements, commercial ventures, and the broader geopolitical landscape will undoubtedly remain a focal point for the future of social media. The coming months will reveal whether X can successfully transform its challenges into opportunities, cementing its place not just as a communication platform but as a multifaceted digital ecosystem. In a bold move that underscores both its ambitious vision and the inherent challenges of merging human biology with cutting-edge technology, Elon Musk's Neuralink is simultaneously charting a course for significant financial growth and facing critical setbacks in its pioneering human trials. The company, which seeks to revolutionize brain-computer interfaces, is reportedly targeting an astounding $1 billion in revenue by 2031, even as its first human implant patient experiences a major technical issue. This aggressive financial projection, reported by Bloomberg News, signals Neuralink's confidence in its long-term market potential, extending far beyond its initial applications for paralysis. A key part of this expansion strategy appears to be a newly announced collaboration with entities in Spain and California on a bionic eye project. This initiative suggests a broadening of Neuralink's focus from motor control to sensory restoration, potentially offering revolutionary solutions for individuals suffering from visual impairments. The move into bionic vision represents a significant diversification for the company, indicating its intent to tackle a wider range of neurological challenges and tap into broader healthcare markets. However, these forward-looking aspirations are tempered by recent news concerning Nolan Arbaugh, the first human recipient of a Neuralink brain chip. Just over a month after the groundbreaking implantation in January 2024, Arbaugh, who initially demonstrated the remarkable ability to control a computer cursor with his thoughts, began experiencing problems. It has now been revealed that a significant portion of the implanted electrodes, specifically 85% of the 1024 electrodes across 64 wires, became detached from his skull. This detachment led to the patient losing the ability to control the computer using his brain impulses. The root cause of this critical failure was not an electronic malfunction but rather a biological one. The brain tissue around the implanted devices healed more slowly than anticipated, causing movements in the wires that rendered them ineffective. Despite this severe setback, Arbaugh has expressed his desire to continue with the experiment, which has a predetermined expiration date 5 years from implantation, after which the chip will be removed. The incident with Mr. Arbaugh highlights the immense complexities and unpredictable nature of integrating sophisticated neural technology directly into human physiology. While Neuralink's initial demonstration showcased incredible potential for restoring functionality to paralyzed individuals, the subsequent issues reveal the profound challenges of long-term biocompatibility and mechanical stability within the delicate environment of the brain. This biological response rather than a hardware or software flaw underscores that the biggest hurdles for brain-computer interfaces may lie not just in engineering the technology but in ensuring its seamless and stable interaction with living tissue over extended periods. Such a significant technical issue could naturally raise questions among regulators, potential investors, and future patients regarding the reliability and safety of long-term implants, potentially impacting Neuralink's ambitious timelines and revenue targets. Looking ahead, Neuralink faces the dual task of innovating rapidly while simultaneously refining its existing technology to overcome these formidable biological barriers. The Bionic Eye project signifies a promising new frontier, but its success will inevitably depend on the company's ability to learn from and rectify the challenges encountered with its initial motor control implants. The future of brain-computer interfaces therefore hinges not only on groundbreaking scientific discovery but also on meticulous engineering, rigorous testing, and an unwavering commitment to patient safety and long-term efficacy. As Neuralink navigates these critical junctures, its journey will undoubtedly shape the trajectory of neurotechnology, demonstrating both the breathtaking possibilities and the sobering realities of human augmentation.